Okay, so here we are. This is the gauges in your truck, and you'll notice on the right here is your air gauges, and the truck is currently running, so that is the current air pressure, your PSI, if you will. Over here you'll notice your water temperature, and that's right around 190. 200 is fairly good temperature. Down below here is your transmission, and that's within normal range as well. Here's your oil, and that is at an idle, so that is proper range as well. Over here you're going to notice that your suspension, that is right here, and if you have a load on, you know, that goes up. Not all trucks have that, but it kind of helps you to see if you're overweight. If you know where it rides, you know, within that range. Here is your air pressure. I hit the brakes, and it shows my air pressure as I apply. The more I apply, the more pressure on your gauges. So they're working correctly. Here you have your trailer brake. You press that down, and that will actually engage the trailer brakes. That's good on a hill. If you're on a hill and there's a possibility that you may roll back, this is good to use. A lot of guys use it under other different situations, but you're not supposed to. This is the inside of my cab, and these are the gauges that I need to look at on a constant basis. Over here you'll see I have a handheld computer, and I also have a printer, and there I can log in my information. This is the trailer brake, and this here is the parking brake. This is the parking brake for the tractor. This is the parking brake for the trailer. Before you take off, you make sure both of these are pressed in and engaged. Here you have a disengagement for your clutch before, you know, it's your PTO, and it says to disengage it before you shift. Your PTO is used to operate hydraulics. Hydraulics meaning if I have a dump trailer or a roll-off on, that raises and lowers the trailer. It operates the trailer. This here is your interaxle differential, and what that does is it gives you more traction. Like if you're in the snow or in dirt, and you want to have a little bit more traction. It's kind of like what you people would call maybe being in four-wheel drive, but it's not. It's not four-wheel drive. It just makes the other axle lock up. On this one here is your fifth wheel slide. That's so you can get your weights good. You can slide your fifth wheel either forward or backward per notch. But normally you leave it in the position it's in. Here is your air suspension. When you're backing under a trailer, or when you're dropping a trailer that's loaded, you want to dump this switch here, and you'll hear the buzzing noise. That'll lower your suspension, and therefore you can pull out of underneath that trailer after you've disconnected it without, you know, dropping it, you know, real hard. It just saves a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle and your airbags that are on your tractor. So that's the inside here. Basically you want to make sure that your horn works, which is here, and it works. And then you have your city horn, which works. And you want to check your four ways in here, and they work. I don't know if you can see that. You want to check proper operation of your wipers, and they work. Okay. And my lights are here, and they currently are on. And then this is my engine brake here, and what that does is it slows you down so that you don't have to apply your brakes all the time. This here is my cruise control, and this is also my on-off switch for my cruise control. So that kind of explains a little bit. Here's my CB radio up here. And then I guess a lot of you, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the bed in the back. So it's kind of where I sleep. It's kind of like a camper on wheels. And, I check your mirrors, make sure everything's working right. And now we're going to step outside. And I'll go over this with you real quick. So, it's a little sunny out. But basically, I'm going to back up a little bit and give you an idea of what a tractor trailer looks like. And this is your full tractor trailer. As you can see, this is what I drive. And you want to check basically all the different, you want to basically start from the front. So my lights are on. And, you want to check your plate. You want to check that everything's secure, your grill, your bumpers are okay. Everything's secure. You want to check your tires. And down here, you want to check your lug nuts. And you want to make sure there's no leaks in here. You want to look inside, underneath the engine. And you want to check your oil. Now, normally we check the oil, of course, when the truck's shut off, right? So, we just want to make sure everything's secure. Your gas cap's secure. All your steps, give them a little kick. Make sure you look underneath your tractor. There's no leaks. You want to come around, check your lights, of course. Everything's working. You want to check the back. Check your air lines, check your connections on the back, okay? And you want to make sure that everything's secure. This here is a generator, and that runs, you can put that on so when you're sitting, instead of idling the truck, you can run that so you can have heat. This here is your hydraulics I talked about right here. As you can see with the PTO and everything. And you hook your lines to this so that you can operate a dump trailer or a roll-off. These are your air connections on the back of your trailer. Okay, you want to make sure they're secure and tight. And this is your electrical connection. Up there is the placards I talked about earlier, but as you notice, there's none on there because I'm empty. Okay, and you will come around here again, and you want to check these. You want to check your lug nuts. Give them a quick, just make sure nothing's loose. You want to check in between your tires, okay? So, you want to make sure that there's nothing stuck in between. You want to look at your airbags, and your leaf springs, and your fifth wheel. Here's the pin. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a pin underneath. It's like a handle. That's where you disconnect your fifth wheel, okay? And then you look in the back here. And you want to give your mud flaps here a kick and make sure everything's okay. You want to check out everything possible. Check your tires out. Make sure there's no holes or cuts or anything that's going to cause you a problem as you go down the road. This here's the handle, and that's what's called the landing gear. Okay? That's what you lower your trailer with. So you walk along the trailer. You want to look underneath, and these are called the ribs underneath. It's the ribs of the bottom of the trailer. You want to make sure there's no cracks or anything hanging underneath. This is our spill kit. It's basically a barrel that we have strapped underneath there. And if we were hauling hazardous, we would have, what we need in there. Okay, so you walk back down. You're constantly looking on the side of the trailer. Make sure everything looks okay. You're checking your lines. Okay, you come underneath here and you want to check your brakes. You want to check your air canisters here. Okay, that's for your air brakes. You want to look underneath. Make sure everything. Make sure the linings on your brakes are good. Okay. and you're looking at your tires, and you're looking at the underneath of the trailer, and everything looks good. Come back around again. You want to look at, check your lug nuts. Make sure everything's tight and secure. Okay. Same thing with the rear. Then you come around, mud flaps. Your light is working. Your lights on the back are working. Your plate light, which a lot of guys forget, that is working. And that everything's secure. Okay. And then the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. Check your tires. Check in between. And then again, walk along the side of the trailer. And just kind of make sure everything is secure. All your placards are secure. Nothing's flapping around. Nothing's going to hurt anybody on the road. Okay, everything looks good. I've been driving with this, and I've been doing my pre-trips and my post-trips. This is your exhaust on your tractor. Want to make sure there's no leaks again, and your lights are working. Everything's secure, your steps, your fuel cap. Again, your wheel seal in the front, no leaks. Everything checks out. So now I'm going to show you what we're going to do is walk around. We're going to jump inside. We're going to put our hazards on. Okay? That'll kind of give you an idea. Okay, so all my lights are working. As you can see, my hazards, I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're flashing. My lights up on top are working. My lights on the side are flashing. We walk around here. We check the tractor. They're flashing. I just, some of us do things a little bit different, but I always wait for the lights, I either do it in the beginning or at the end. In case, that way I don't miss them, And we're flashing on the rear. Now, as we come up the other side, we check the same thing. Everything looks good. Here's who I work for. My lights on top are working. On the side. On the front of the trailer they're working. They're not flashing because those are your top lights. They don't need to flash. Just need to be working properly. Okay. And then basically that takes care of the outside of the trailer. Now, you want to get into a more in-depth, usually. You want to crawl under here. And as you can see this is your drive shaft, correct? And you want to check. You want to make sure it's been greased right there. Okay? You want to make sure that that's all been greased. And the same with the front. So you want to basically put on a pair of coveralls. Crawl underneath there, which I did earlier. And here's your front one in there. You can see it. Pretty accessible. And there's the little nipple on the top there. Now check your airbags, which are located right there for the sleeper. You want to look underneath. You want to make sure that everything is legit. This is underneath the tractor. So that kind of gives you an idea. We're going to hop back in the truck here. And again, we're going to pause this. I don't think we can flip it around. Just because while the video's running, we can't flip that around. But there's what I see anyway. That's Eastern Washington. That'd be I-90 down there. Way down there. You can't even see the highway. I'm kind of high up here, the elevation. It's a great rest area to get some sleep, I'll tell you that. Peace and quiet up here. There's no, the highway is actually behind me, but there's some mountains behind me. And then on the other side of the mountains is the highway. So a lot of times, if I'm in this area at night, I'll pull in here and go to sleep because it's real quiet. So I'm going to pause this and flip it back over to me. Talk to you in a bit.